Hello, 88 BC Africa. Today we have a dynamic female founder in the data science space here to talk to us all things data science as part of our Founder Spotlight series. Callan, welcome. I am so excited to chat to you today, and I think you and I have had a few conversations around the value of data. So last year, while I was at the African Leadership University in Mauritius, I innately started understanding the value of data. And it's so important that as founders, we understand this value and that we incorporate it into our day-to-day, right? Because not only does it make our day-to-day easier, but it makes it easier to achieve those big, hairy, audacious goals because you're able to see where the bottlenecks are. It's able to indicate to you where you're not doing things, probably optimizing things or your processes and your systems need to be improved. And that's what I love. I love the fact that data sheds light, and not so that you no longer go on your intuition or you think that it's this, but the numbers will show you, the data will show you exactly what it is. So thank you for joining us today, Callan. I love chatting to you. As I said, data has become something that I'm really keen to dip my big toe into. So thank you for making time today. Let's get into it. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, tell us about your career, and how you made it into the data science space.
So I am one of the directors at Desolate Insights. We are a bespoke data science company, and our services range from business intelligence analysis, data science, machine learning, AI, and we also have some of your, accounting systems, business systems, operational systems, inventory systems we can build out for you guys. And so it's really a bespoke solution. How I got into the space, such a crazy long story, but I don't regret the day. I love data, and I just feel almost a responsibility now, to really educate people and inform people of the benefits of that technology, of the technology and the methodologies, because I think a lot of people are under the assumption that it's just the technology, but there's people that are driving these insights and the benefits of data science. And so that's where my kind of people, the people who work in my organization, we are the people who are driving those methodologies, the people behind the technology, And I always get the question, how does this, 4IR, how does this stuff affect me? Where does this even come from? Should I be scared of it? And I always say to people, well, not always say to people, but I've begun asking people the question, have you engaged with 4IR, with this technology? And a lot of people, are likely to say, no, I haven't seen these things. And it's actually surprising when I tell them, in actual fact, you have engaged with this technology. You don't have to build robots to engage with this technology. If you've used Google, if you have a Google account and you're searching for things, you're probably getting ads related to what you're searching about, your search history. Those machine learning algorithms are part of your daily life now. And I'm sure everybody can agree that's just one example, but things like that are part of our daily life. And so as much as we don't realize it, companies are making use of data. And, you buy a cell phone. Say you buy a cell phone from, maybe you go to Macro or somewhere, and you buy a cell phone. You've put your details there, your email address, your contact details. That company can then use that information that, Anton loves buying cell phones from the shop. Maybe she'll be interested in our new cell phones, either for herself or somebody that she loves, And so then they start using machine learning recommendation channels to promote those things. And so for me, it's just to educate. I'm very passionate about educating and really helping people understand the value of data and data science, the people behind the technology.
I love that. And if I think about just spending a lot of time on my Gmail, so we use GSuite for the business. And the fact that Gmail now understands how I write my emails, so it will complete my sentences. I love it. I love it. I mean, for me, that just takes CX to a whole fresh level, right? The customer experience for me on GSuite, it's just next level. And so I think as founders, and especially tech founders, it's so important that you focus on that customer experience, because that's what this is really all about. You know, it is to wow your customers. So I know initially with Gmail, when it started finishing my sentences, it would do its own thing. But lately I've noticed that it actually uses my wording. So it will say, hey, hope you had a fab weekend. Which initially I didn't say that. It was very formal. It said, hope you had a great weekend. You know, but now it says, hope you had a fab weekend. And it goes to what you just said, you know, it's the algorithm now understands how I communicate, and it's adjusted itself to my communication style. And I think that Callan, like
just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And for me, I'm passionate about all types of businesses actually benefiting from the technology and the methodologies. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
For me, there's three main important things. The first one is alignment. The second one is opportunity. The third one is protection. So the first, we talk about alignment. We can have alignment of business processes at three different levels. So you'll have alignment of your operations. You know, how much fuel are we using this month? What are my data costs if I'm an online business? You know, what are my costs, my salaries and wages, all of those operational costs. You can look at productivity measures, all of those things. Then you look at the tactical level. You know, what's our goal within the business to either improve the functionality of how our team works, team building, all of that stuff, what impact and how can we measure those human experiences of our you know, employees in the business. You know, that's just one example. So at an operational level, you can do some alignment, data science, some business intelligence, some analytics. You can do it at a tactical level. And then more importantly, and more interestingly for me, is at a strategic level. You can also start aligning your business to what will be in the future. So if you know that you're looking at your new customers, you know, what are your new customers, your customers going to look like in 5 to 10 years? And how does your business align to that? So we can use predictive, preventative, and prescriptive reporting to kind of help you figure out, you know, predictive in terms of where will my customers be? What platforms will they be using? You know, one of the best examples, you see some companies in America really taking to advertising on TikTok because they realize that their customers in 5 to 10 years will be on TikTok. Now, where does that analysis come from? That analysis comes from data scientists, business intelligence analysts, marketing analysts with data skills, looking at that data and making those predictions, and then business implementing those predictions and making decisions from those insights. And so the first point, alignment, is so important. And that's where your business intelligence comes in, you know, your business intelligence and your data science in actual fact. And those systems can be run on a variety of systems. You know, from a data-led perspective, we are technology agnostic. What that means is that we go into the business, into your business, and we kind of make a decision and say, you know, what's the best for you? We give you options. This is what IBM is offering. This is what Sage is offering. This is what Microsoft is offering. So we've partnered with some of the best in the business, you know, to really drive home the fact that we're here to add value to you, the customer, you know, to make sure that at an operational level, strategic level, tactical level, you are sorted out with your data. and aligned. You need to be aligned to your customers, you need to be aligned to your supply chain, you need to be aligned to your market. And so there's a number of things that we can do in between that, and it's all about having that, opening the conversation and having that dialogue, getting into contact with us, learning, educating yourself on how you can actually make use of data to improve some of these processes. Something that you said the last time we met up is that if you're not measuring something, you can't improve it. If you're not measuring something, you can't improve it. And so that also speaks to the first point, alignment. That's the first benefit of data science, is that you're now aligning all the different parts of your business and making sure you're actually going towards meeting those strategic objectives. Then a second point. The second point is the most fun. And when you think about data science and 4IR, this is a point that people always bring up, is a new opportunity, new revenue streams. You think about companies like Uber, you think about companies like Spotify. Spotify is a very interesting example because, it talks to the experience economy. And if people out there don't realize, is that we're moving away from this product-driven economy where, you'd buy CDs, you'd buy DVDs. Now there's entertainment on demand, and there's listening platforms like your Apple Music, your Spotify, and all of those things. And these guys are using algorithms to, recommend music that you like, right? And so there's similar technology out there that's, we can figure out within your business and within your industry, how do we make the data work for you? How do we allow the data to find those new revenue opportunities, right? From if we have new development data based on the new developments coming up within Africa, new hubs, new city centers, the next smart city, as Sarum would say it, what can we say about that? We know that those people, anyone who might live there may need home loans. And so anyone moving in there is our new market for potential home loans, for insurance, for hair care products, for anything, right? Because it's a whole new hub that might be created. You see, so those kinds of data, that's definitely predictive, but then you go a step further and you go into prescriptive. How far should we go with driving that business and marketing in those spaces, And so it's very interesting in that space. So we've spoken about alignment, and we've spoken about new opportunity. And I'm not going to go too much into new opportunity because I think we all really understand that part of it. We've kind of been bombarded with you have to think about Uber and how it's completely changed the game. And new opportunity is also about disruption within your specific niche. So whatever you're doing, how can you use data to unlock new revenue opportunities? And again, it's a second conversation after alignment, because once you're measuring something, right? So for example, you might be a delivery company and you're seeing that in actual fact, we're spending so much money on, petrol and now gas and all of these things. And then you look at how many people, and then within a dashboard, you see that a lot of your customers are maybe within a 5 kilometer radius, right? That's great, because then perhaps instead of going out with the delivery car, we could cut costs by, sending out a drone and things like that, and looking at those new opportunities. So that's what I'm talking about. You first need to align, and then you can identify those new opportunities to make use of data and other 4IR technology, your IoT, your blockchain, all of those other juicy stuff, right? Alignment, then identifying those new revenue opportunities. The third thing that I also, and kind of also gets left out of the conversation, is about protection, data protection. South Africa has now completely introduced the POPI Act. And so companies need to protect their customers' data. It's no longer a cowboy Wild West situation where people's data is just all over the show. It's very important if you're a company and you have people's email addresses, first names, ID numbers, all of those things, you need to have correct data management solutions to make sure that that data is safe. And we need to make sure that even your analysts and people in your department are using that data correctly in a way that's not discriminating against some of your customers, that is, open, fair, and protected. Another one is that we need, because of so much online shopping, all of the different online mechanisms that there are, unfortunately, we are also, as business, especially small businesses, open to hackers and some of the nastier sides of being on the internet and being online. And so with data and data-led insights, what we also specialize in is something called fraud detection using data science. And we can do that at a high, with big data or with some of your smaller solutions, And it's such an opportunity, to really protect. If we think about the example in Turkey, where, data science companies built out a complete solution to stop corruption in that country. These are the types of initiatives that we need to be driving in South Africa and Africa, since we also struggle with corruption and mismanagement of funds. And so there's a real opportunity there to protect not only the data, but also protect our assets, protect what we have, protect our information, and really drive a better future from those three benefits. Obviously, there might be, other benefits that stem out of data science and AI in particular, but those for me are the most important. Alignment, new opportunities, and protection. And that's why we exist.
I love that. And I think the two things that really stand out for me is the business intelligence piece. And that speaks to a part of our program that is so important. We partnered with PwC on an impact assessment tool that helped our female founders track their progress throughout the program, so throughout the 12 weeks. And it really helped them see from a data perspective how they were doing. So it wasn't Antoinette saying it, it wasn't PwC saying it, it was their data speaking at them and coming at them. And so the advisory board meetings turned into a data conversation versus a feeling conversation. And I think that adds significant weight to our program, but it also gives the female founders such important information around how she's doing week on week on our program. So business insight, as you've said, is extremely important for me. It's Peter Drucker who said, you can't manage what you can't measure. And it's so, so, so important. And then, yes, the second piece would be Poppy. And it's so important as founders that we ensure that we comply. I think the Poppy Act now being in full effect is one of those governance issues that you have to be on top of. So make sure, like you've said, make sure that those on your team that are dealing with your data, if you are dealing with your data, that it is protected and that you're keeping your customers' data safe. Yeah?
Definitely. One other point that I'd like to mention is that data has also allowed companies to become, or it allows companies to, really from a compliance point of view, come to the party a lot easier and just smooth out those compliance processes. So from a compliance and risk point of view, having the right data management protocols and policies and procedures and technology at your hand, it just makes life so much easier. The big corporates spend a lot of money, making sure that those compliance and risk and all of that stuff is managed. And so as small businesses, we should be really doing the same and at least having a good think about it.
Absolutely. And I love the opportunity that data presents to come at your customer experience. And you've said it, right? It's no longer customer service. It is an experience. I want to experience the collective. I want to experience DLI, right? It's no longer just serving me, but I want to have an experience when I'm interacting with you, Brad. So CX has certainly become an important part of what you need to focus on as a founder, but data makes that easy, I think. What do you think?
Yes. Yes, I completely agree with you in that respect. I think, we can't get caught up in what you feel. Data doesn't lie. You'll have, like, we have this wonderful, some of the small business solutions will pop up on your screen and say, listen, you've made X amount less this month than last month. And they'll just say it, right on there. And those will be the notes, because it's already telling you, like, hey, listen, you need to pull up your boots. You're not driving the same incomes or revenue streams that you did last month. And so the technology is there. And, with especially what you're saying, we want you to experience data-led. It's not just about selling you technology. It's about selling you the methodology. And who's taken substantial amounts of time to get this expertise and are extremely passionate about what they do, to come to the table and say, you know what, we've got some awesome small business solutions for you. We've got some awesome big data solutions for you. How can we plug in? What are your needs? And really driving that dialogue, because it's no longer about, just understand. You can't understand what the customer may need. They're in their business, they're in their market for years. We come to the table really trying to drive that experience and saying, what is it that you guys would want from a business case? Not getting too technical. What do you want? Where do you feel that you're not aligning? Where do you feel that there's an opportunity to take a hold of? Or where do you feel that there's a huge risk or compliance issue that we can potentially fix with either a really brilliant technology system or with expertise and methodologies that we've gained over the years?
I love it. So female founders, give Callan a call. We are all in our strategy mode for 2021. So as part of that 2021 and beyond strategy, look at bringing in a data team like DLI to assist you so that you're no longer making decisions from your gut, or I don't know where else you'd make your decisions from, but that you're making your decisions based on the data that your business is feeding you, so it is so powerful. It is a game changer. I've seen it, I've experienced it. We've experienced it with our female founders, where the conversation went from I feel, I think, it might, to the data says 1, 2, 3. So the next week when we meet again, these are the things that need to be improved. So it's so important. I'm going to encourage you, as part of your strategic workshops, as part of your strategic planning for 2021, look at bringing in a data team like DLI, or just DLI. Why not?
And a big part of it is just think about the resources. It takes a lot of time to gain that expertise. Why put yourself through all that hassle? I see companies, trying to do it themselves and, calling us in afterwards to try and help them and say, okay, this is how far we've got. And you think, it didn't need to be this way. Just call us. We'll make a plan for you. We understand, and that's why we've partnered with not only big data solutions, but also solutions that are really built for small businesses as well. So I'm so excited that we can cater for everyone, from small and big and everyone in between.
I love that. So female founders, again, I'm going to encourage you to engage a data company, data support team that can journey with you on your 2021 strategic plan. It's so important. And you have Callan that can come in and, like she said, they're able to support big, small, medium, micro. So before you think you can't afford it, reach out to her and she will tell you whether or not they'll be able to assist you. So please reach out to Callan. I know without a doubt, the next decade is certainly going to be significantly different from how we've done business in the past for my business. And so data is going to play a huge role in ensuring that huge difference as we plan to impact 88 female founders annually through our boot camps, our hackathons. So data is going to play a significant role in ensuring that we're able to achieve our goals. So Callan, thank you for highlighting the opportunities. Thank you for sharing just the process and what our founders should be getting excited about, especially I think this period usually signifies a strategic planning for the next year. I think this was the right time to have this conversation. So female founders, make sure that you have a data-driven business from today, or let's push it to 2021 at least, for the new financial year. Okay, Callan, thank you so much. I deeply appreciate your time. And what we'll do is, as part of sharing this across our social media platforms, we'll include Callan's details so that you can get in touch with her. Thank you so much.
Guys, really reach out. Bye.
Take care, love. Bye.